Name is Beth, and I'm back today to do another live recording for you guys. This recording is actually the second seashell reading I've done today, but I've never actually done these ones type of readings before, so I'm actually really excited to pop on here and be able to read for you guys. Before I get started, I do want to go through my normal spiel and let everybody know that I am offering private readings. If you'd like to book a private reading, you can book it on my website, oracledaphne.com. I also appreciate all donations. Anybody who gives a thumbs up or makes a comment on my channel, I really appreciate. You may also want to visit one of my other channels. The Whale Called Moon, I will be posting later today. I did a recording for them as well. And yeah, I appreciate it when people really help out, support me and support what I'm doing. I have been saying in my recordings that I have felt lately that more different than usual, less like I fit in with other people. And I'm embracing this, but at the same time, very challenging and frustrating because I don't necessarily fit into the mold anymore. So everything I do at this time is kind of meant and intended to kind of break the mold. But at the same time, it's so new and so different and nobody's used to it that people don't really know what to make of it. And especially like these kinds of readings, they're so different than what I used to do. So any donations really help. Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal is really appreciated because it supports me being different. It supports me doing content that nobody's ever seen before. It's stuff that I've never produced before. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you so much for watching. Whoever's watching, I appreciate it so much. If you didn't hear my intro, basically I was saying that this is going to be a seashell reading, which is really different than what I have done in the past on this channel. Today I was like, I have a seashell collection, a new seashell collection that I got when I was shopping, and it's amazing. It's really fueled a lot of creative ideas, and didn't think that I would be reading with it, but I actually am. So today I'm doing this, and I did one over on Instagram as well today. So it's going to be interesting to see how it kind of turns out different. I do want to check my audio really quickly. Perfect. Okay. So I'm ready to jump in. I have a pen, so I'm going to kind of like push these around a little bit. The way I've been doing it is I've just kind of been playing with them, and I already am getting like some messages as far as the seashells. So the thing about these larger seashells, and then they have all these little seashells in them, is that to me kind of is like almost like a cornucopia kind of energy, and a little bit like makes me think of like a package deal. So instead of just like what you're getting is just like an empty shell, you're gonna get this whole package deal. Some of you may be looking for a partner that offers like a full package, like marriage, children, financial stability, romance, great sex, whatever you think of as like a full package deal. Like I feel like some of you are really looking for that. And now some of you, I actually feel like this could actually be a couple. Some of you bring a lot to the table. Like this is like a power couple kind of energy. So some of you may be in a relationship to somebody who was the full package and you kind of lucked out. Or you were looking for a full package deal. So males that are watching, you're looking for, to me, this is like the feminine package energy, and like divine feminines, like this is you looking for like the masculine, your divine masculine partner. And to me, this is like everything that you could possibly want in this package, in this seashell. The thing about it is that what I'm getting from this is that for some people, the bar, especially for the divine feminines, like the bar is really quite high when it comes to looking for your person. In the sense that, to me, it's like you're looking for someone who has all these specific qualities. And sometimes when you're looking for something like as specific as this, it makes it really hard to find. So let's just say hypothetically you've been looking for a relationship for a really long time. That to me is represented here, because to me it's almost like setting the bar really, really high. In the sense that, yeah, you should absolutely want to be with somebody who has all these qualities, but at the same time, these packaged seashells don't happen that much. Like, this doesn't just wash up on shore, you know what I'm saying, like this. It takes time for people to actually develop this. I'm also getting, okay, so this is like another message. I'm also getting that if you're interested in a specific person and you want to know if, let's just say, there's feelings there. I would definitely say that there are, but I would also have to say that there's also feelings for other people as well. Specifically 3 other people. So that doesn't necessarily mean that like they're sleeping with all of them or that they're involved with all of them. They might just be talking or texting to 3 different people. But to me, it's like they have feelings for specifically one of them, 1 out of the 3, quite a lot. Maybe a little bit less feelings for another and even less for the 3rd. So I would say that, like, if you're interested in somebody and like wanted to know, like, okay, like, what are their feelings? Yeah, they have them, but I feel like they also have them for other people too. And I would go as far as to say, let's just say you were interested in somebody. I feel like you have more feelings for them than they do for you. I feel like they are kind of like mayonnaise in the sense that like they're spread very thin as far as their emotional output or their emotional capacity, or also availability. That's the word I was looking for. As far as their emotional availability. This is a funny message that's coming through with this specific seashell. This seashell is kind of funny. I don't know. It kind of has this like a little bit devil energy, and I don't know why, but like to me this is like a silver-tongued devil. That's what I was getting. Silver-tongued devil. So you might be interested in somebody who has like a smooth tongue. You know what I mean? That they, whatever it is that they say the right thing. They could be saying the right thing to several people. They have like a really childlike, endearing quality. And for some of you, like that is part of the problem, is that they are very attractive. Like this is attracting multiple people. They might be physically attractive, but I feel like they're very much a good listener. Like I'm seeing a good listener. We have the seashell, which in the other reading, it looked like an ear. And I feel like it is kind of like, it has this very receptive quality to it. So they might actually be both a very good listener, but also a very smooth talker. Like when they say stuff, like it's smooth like honey, you know, and it's sweet. I also feel that there has been either some betrayal or there has been some deception. I didn't say this in the reading. It's actually fascinating. There's this seashell that has like this sort of brown color to it. I'm getting there may have been some like, white lies. So like maybe they said, okay, I'm not dating anyone, but they were sleeping with people, or maybe they said they weren't sleeping with people, but they were dating. Okay, so it's kind of like slippery, a little bit slippery as far as like whatever it is that they said may have been a little bit of a white lie to get you to think maybe they were available. I don't necessarily feel like this person is fully emotionally available in the way that you'd want them to be. Oh yeah, okay, so going back to this seashell that has all these pieces. I feel like you got to be careful what you say, because it's almost like if you tell this person that, like, let's just say you loved them too soon, or let's just say you had strong feelings for them and you communicated that too soon, it's going to be too much. I feel like in some way, like this seashell, this person is not, I want to say, open to it. I mean, they might be open to it in the sense that like it's going to give them an ego boost. But I actually feel like they hear it a lot. And so it's going to mean more if you don't tell them. Like, it's going to mean more if you kind of like hold back your feelings. And I'm going to actually go as far as to say, like, for both males and females that are watching, it's better to not say I love you to this person, to these people, for a while. You need to get to know people better. That's what I'm seeing. And like, when you say I love you to whoever it is, make sure that it's somebody who you really resonate with and like you really do truly have those feelings. Because I feel like this person could easily like say the words, but like not really understand the meaning. And like you might say it and actually mean it, but then they might not be receptive to it in the way that is going to actually make you feel good. Like they might say, thank you, or something. I don't necessarily feel like they're going to reciprocate in the same way. Because we can see like this seashell has this blue piece and this doesn't. I'm not saying this is unrequited love here, okay? But I'm just saying like if, let's just say hypothetically, you're in a dating situation, you're going to want to hold off on saying I love you for a while. Now, of course, if you're married, that's a whole different situation. Just saying hi to whoever else has joined here. Looks like I've got 2 people. Fascinating. If you're in a relationship, let's just say you're not married, but you're in a relationship, I feel like you're gonna build a castle in a sense where it's like you and this person versus the world. And if you are married, I kind of feel like you're a little bit isolated. You might feel isolated. I don't know why I'm kind of making this kind of design with these seashells around here, but I feel like there's some sense of isolation. Now, it's very easy to get into a partnership and basically cut off everybody else, because you're like, I have everything I need with this one person. But I would encourage you not to do that. I would also encourage you not to stop dating. Like, let's just say you're dating this person, you're not in a relationship, you're single and you're dating, then I would encourage you to date other people. I feel like you're putting all of your eggs in one basket. Financially. Okay, let's talk about financially here, because that's, there's the financial tone here as well. So like, some of you may have some savings. Some of you don't. Those of you who have some savings, I would be very careful and cautious about any kind of investing. Anybody who's going into a marriage situation, let's just say you found your perfect person, you're going to want to do a prenup. I did say that this year was not really going to be the year because Libra is in timeout for the South Node. South Node's in Libra. I would really tell everybody like this is not the time to be getting married. But let's just say you were wanting to get married this year. So you met the love of your life and you're like, I really want to get married. I would do a prenup and make it so that like whatever you bring in, you take out. Plus, let's just say something else to sweeten the pot, whatever else that might be. But make it good. Make it really good. Because here's the thing is that I feel like this person, whoever this person is, this large seashell, I feel like they're only capable of giving you so much. They are not capable necessarily of giving you more than this limited amount. In the sense that they may only have a certain amount of finances or a certain amount of patience or a certain amount of emotional bandwidth, okay, or emotional maturity or even just maturity to be able to give you anything extra, anything more. Let's just hypothetically, to me, it's like you get into a relationship with someone and things come up and you're like expecting, like them to kind of adapt and be like, well, I need you to take the trash out every Friday. Can you do that? Yes or no? And then it's going to be like crickets. If they are not, I want to say like somebody that's watching is dealing with someone who's kind of very, I would just want to say stubborn and like resist to things that you ask them to do. So let's just say you ask them to take the trash out or ask them to like, I don't know, go out on like more date nights or shop for something for you or do anything for you specifically that's like outside of their norm or outside of their comfort zone. This person has very strong habits. And like, if you ask them to do something outside of that habit or outside of that tunnel, it's unless they initiate, they're not going to do it. So if they say, hypothetically, you go into the relationship and, 6 months in, you're like, I really need you to start cleaning up the kitchen after you're done. They're not going to do it. I don't see them doing it. And I don't see them being responsive and respectfully to you in a way that's mature. I see them responding to you in a way that's like walks away and goes into another room and slams the door, or walks away and doesn't engage with you about whatever it is you asked. And then maybe like this person also, I can see this person also then kind of being childish in the sense that like maybe all of the attention goes on them for whatever it is that's going on with them. So let's just say they had a bad day, or they're not feeling good, or something comes up where it's like they don't want to acknowledge what you need, but they are expecting you to acknowledge what their needs are. So I feel like I'm getting kind of like a little bit of like immaturity or selfishness from this energy. And I feel like what you're going to want and need is some growth. You're going to need I call it making adjustments, especially for people that are very stubborn. You kind of have to adapt. You kind of have to adjust. You have to be like, okay, we're going to work on this and start to do things together. But to me, there's a lack of adapting. Now, you could be in a relationship to somebody like you could have a female partner who's unwilling to adapt. Like you go to them and you say to them, I need you to start cleaning up the kitchen after you're done. And they don't do it. Or they may say that they're going to do it, but then they don't do it. To me, it's childish. It's just like some kind of childish energy. The thing is especially if you're a mature person, this is going to be challenging for you. I see this as being a challenge for you. So I'd be very cautious about getting married to a person like that, but I also would be very cautious about getting like putting all your eggs in that one basket and being like, I'm totally in love with this person, and like kind of like turn a blind eye to some of the things about them that aren't going to be healthy long term. Like those things that absolutely need to be addressed before you kind of throw in the towel and be like, okay, I'm all into this one relationship. I would definitely continue to date. I would definitely continue to like explore your options. Honestly, this piece kind of keeps drawing my attention. I don't know why. It looks like a little star. And we've got this interesting kind of strange shaped seashell hanging out. Like I put it out over on the other side. This actually is coming through as noise. You might actually be dealing with a lot of noise either at night or in your neighborhood. Like my guides are showing me like noise at night specifically. Dealing with like noisy neighbors or people that are screaming, yelling, fighting, loud cars, car alarms. You know what I'm saying? Like just a lot of noise. Going back to this, to me, this feels very soft and very special, like baby energy, like a nursery. Some of you may be planning on starting a family or planning for a baby, and like the energy has that very soft feeling of, to me, it's like peace energy. And like, I don't know, like nursery, like songs and things like that. It's very sweet. If you have like a little boy, I feel like they're going to be really into dinosaurs. Really into dinosaurs. I know this kind of looks like it could be like a dinosaur tooth or something like that, like a fossil. You might collect fossils or you might do something with fossils. I'm seeing that as well. I follow a lot of accounts that do like a lot of seashell type stuff. So you might be one of the Instagram accounts that does seashell, like, you know, looks for seashells and fossils and things like that. That's awesome if you end up following me. It's interesting that I'm picking that up. I'm also noticing this seashell has kind of like, it looks like a splattered color. It's like a light blue, but it has like a splattering. And it reminds me of, there's this one Instagram account that has these beautiful Appaloosa horses that have like beautiful kind of designs, like they're spotted horses. You might have a painted pony or like a pony that has spots. I'm seeing specifically a pony or a horse that has spots. You might also be struggling, this is going to sound strange, but you might also be struggling with your complexion during this time. So any kind of facials that you want to do at this time would be good. Anything to do like with makeup, like clearing your skin, working on your skincare, getting into a good skincare routine is going to be good. I also like want to say too, like for some of you, sunscreen, you need to wear more sunscreen is number one. And number two, some of you, your sugar intake is directly affecting your skin. And I will say personally is that when I eat jam, any kind of preserve, so it's like say strawberry jam, grape jam, that has a high sugar content, even if it's just 10 grams of sugar. Like I got this amazing rose hip gem and I literally could eat it by the spoonful right out of the jar. It is so good. But the thing is that it makes me break out. My skin will break out if I eat any kind of jam. So you're going to want to, like, if you have jam on any kind of toast, or put jam in anything really, specifically jam or any kind of like jelly or preserves, I would just letting you know, like, it directly affects me in this way. And you might not even really know like what's causing the problem, but that could be like, you know, causing the problem. You just might be frustrated and be like, well, why am I still having this problem? You know? So I just saw that. It's just kind of interesting, specific thing. I'm going to get some tea here. My guides are showing me like this little pathway here. Like, it looks kind of like stepping stones. And I would encourage you to look at your life at this time as if you're on a path that has stepping stones. Like, one thing is going to get you to the next thing, and the next thing, and to the next thing, and to the next thing. Rather than looking at it like you're just this seashell in the middle of the beach, you know? I think it's just a matter of perspective. You know, are you the seashell in the middle of the beach, or are you on this path? The thing too is I'm getting that some of you need to really start to understand like your connection to source. And what is our connection to source? Source is sort of like the root of everything. And I think of source as the ocean. It's hard. I think it's a little bit woo-woo to kind of try to describe source. But if you need to connect to source, you can go to the ocean. And it's interesting, I'm doing a seashell reading, obviously, but these things, you know, are coming through. So some of you needed to hear, like, it's important for you to connect to source. Because I think like we can easily get into what I consider like, and I've talked about this before on my channel, we can easily get into void and do things from the void. If we're not connected to source, we are basically living out of a void, out of a feeling, or like not just a feeling, out of a mindset of lack, of scarcity, of not having what we need, of basically just trying to crawl through the mud. But like, if we're connected to source, we understand that like we are connected to everything and everyone. And if we're connected to source, then we also have enough power in our life to generate anything that we want, to manifest anything that we want, to have anything that we want. And I know, like, I normally don't say those things on my channel, but like, I think it's important. And I'm seeing it here, that some of you start to really operate from that space, that system, rather than operating from not having in your head what you need. I definitely feel like some of you have climbed a mountain. I'm seeing this seashell. You can see this seashell kind of has interesting shape. And this is what it looks like turned up. But then turned down, it kind of has, it looks like a little slope of like a mountain here. This is like the ridge of the mountain, and it kind of slopes down. I'm seeing that. I feel like some of you are like down, you're on the down slope. Like you've worked your way up the mountain and now you're headed down. So it's like my guides, for some, your troubles are behind you. I'm not saying that's going to be for everybody, but like some of like the big stuff that you've had to deal with, I feel like that is going to become a thing of the past. I definitely feel like a trip to the beach would be good for everybody that's watching. Reconnecting to source energy. I also feel like the energy of playfulness and changing perspective and not necessarily being stuck on, okay, we have to have all of this looking like this perfectly, or we don't have to have all of this over here like so, and I'm not saying that like you need to keep a messy house, because I feel like organization is definitely key to having a good mental health. Some of you, like, it's going to depend on where you're at with things. Some of you need to do your laundry, need to organize, need to vacuum, need to clear your space. Some of you need to declutter to the point where you got to get real critical about what you've got. Other people are kind of in some weird boat where they're like too obsessive about having things a certain way in their life, not necessarily with their organization, but it's just like it feels kind of stuck. It feels kind of rigid. I would tell you, like, to get like a shift in perspective is necessary here, because I was gonna say I would tell you to get like a student from Europe or something like that to come stay with you, or like if you have an extra room in your house, I would tell you to like get a roommate, to have somebody come into your environment that has a different kind of perspective. For some of you, those of you who have like very old things, I feel like you need to refurbish, like get rid of stuff that's like really ancient and really old. Like you need new energy, basically. It's funny, I was talking to my friend Sam, who I've mentioned before on this channel, about energy, and it's very important to kind of refresh, to basically be in this process of refreshing your environment. So let's just say, hypothetically, you haven't changed your sheets in a long time. It's time to change them. You haven't like got new clothes, or you haven't got new shoes, or you haven't, you know what I'm saying, refreshed or refurbished your environment. It's very important that you do so. Maybe get some new plants, maybe get some new furniture, maybe do it, like decorate in a new and different way. I've said this before in different places and I have different readings, and so I may have repeat clients, readers, and that's totally okay. I guess what I'm saying is I feel like I'm seeing, like, my guys are showing me this like ancient green couch from like 1922. Okay. And it's just time for it to go. Like, it's time to call the Salvation Army to come pick it up. And it's time to just say, okay, it's like, go to like a furniture store and try out the furniture and pick something that's brand new. Anything new that you get for your environment at this time is going to refresh your energy. It's going to give you energy. I feel like some of you have an environment that's depleting you, like severely depleting you. And that has to do with either you have a lot of antiques, or you have a lot of stuff that hasn't ever been changed. It's just, there is stuff around you that has like an older energy that's, to me, like kind of unhealthy at this point. That's what I see. It's an older energy that's unhealthy. I don't know if anybody have ever walked into like a non-updated house from like 50s, 60s. but it's like going into a portal, man, and it's creepy. And it's just got old energy. And you know what? The thing is that everybody has their own perspective. And yeah, there's cool antiques out there. And I'm a huge fan of stuff like that and collectibles and stuff. But at the same time, you have to refurbish your space, or else your space is going to drain you. So, and they say, like, people say, they talk about clutter. You know, clutter is draining. So I am seeing that. I'm gonna get another sip of my tea. This seashell, I swear to God, has a really unique personality. I feel like some of you are going to get to some tipping point, because my guides are showing me like the tip of the seashell. It's kind of like a breaking point, or like a breaking point or a tipping point. You could call it a tipping point, where maybe you can't take something anymore, or maybe you tell somebody off. Maybe you're like, you know what, something has to change, or you know what, I don't like, you know, whatever it is you don't like, okay, about somebody, you know, treating you a certain way or talking to you a certain way, or it's a tipping point. It's sort of like the Libra South Node again, where to me that is the tipping point. That is literally disbalance. And I did mention in one of my other readings today that you know, at this time balance is very hard. Finding balance in things in our life is hard. Not like impossible, but just challenging. I do want to leave off here. I think this is all that I want to say. Thank you guys so much for being amazing fans and followers. Wish you guys all the best. Thank you so much. I send everybody big hugs, big kisses. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye, guys. Take care.